All right, so take a step toward the back of your mat. Open your feet out to the corners of the mat. And let yourself line up the outer edges of your feet with the lines on the outer edges of the mat. That's what happens, Ruben. You're a little late and then there's no space on the platform, right? I think we have room. There's room on the lawn too, always right here. Lots of room. All right, so the feet are nice and wide. Start to lift the arches of the feet. Feel a little weight go toward the pinky toe sides. And just notice what that does to your knees. If you push too far, it doesn't feel great in the knees. But if you let the arches collapse, that doesn't feel so great in the knees. So what we're trying to do is just find that place where the architecture of your feet is actually supporting the alignment of the rest of your body. Just play with that for a second. What happens if the arches fall in? The knees go down and in, right? You push out to the middle, it feels pretty good. You go too far, it feels awkward, right? So just find that. It's subtle. Imagine if you did that all day long, wherever you were walking, standing. If we were mindful of the foundation right from the beginning, the way we stand in our feet, the rest of the architecture of the body would align pretty good. You guys look pretty at ease right here. It's pretty nice. Let's take a deep breath, reach up. When we breathe, everything feels a little better. Hook your thumbs together. Take a little stretch over to the right side. Yeah, we go to the right. Hold there. I know I was going with them like a mirror, but then I realized that you guys are behind me, and I always take my arms down because I don't want to mess anybody up. Now, press into both of those footprints equally. Drop your right arm down by your side. Walk your fingers a little closer to your knee and reach higher with the left arm. Ooh, stretch that left side body. And then push your hips out just the tiniest bit to the left. Now, make sure that lower belly is pulled in because we're going to take the right arm all the way out and up as we rise back to center. Good. Hook your thumbs the other way and then take your stretch to the left side. Good. Make sure you're grounded in both feet. And then drop your left arm all the way down to your leg. Start to walk the fingers down as you reach the right one up. Ooh, it's that morning stretch. Maybe the hips go out a little bit to the right. That's it. Everything okay? Good. Now belly in so the left arm can go all the way out and up as you come to center. And then release your arms down. I see you, Linda. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Let's bend the knees, tuck the tailbone and the chin, and just roll up really slow. Feel the spine stacking one vertebra at a time. As you come to standing, lift the shoulders to the ears, roll them toward the back of the body, and then lift them up again, roll them forward. Round your back, tuck your chin, and roll yourself back down. Just go all the way back down. Kind of round, belly in, knees are soft. Let's do it again. Roll it up. Roll all the way up, lift the shoulders to the ears, send them toward the back, and then lift them up, roll them forward, and start to round, bend the knees, and come all the way down. We'll stay down this time. Take both hands to the right ankle. Pull your body just slightly to the right so the lower back widens. The knees can be slightly bent, or you can start straightening them. It depends on your hamstrings. If it feels good to straighten them, do it. If it doesn't feel good, don't. That's going to be the rule for the whole class. It doesn't mean don't try. It means if you try and then you know for sure that it's not working for you, then you have a choice. All right, take it over to the other side, left side. Just grab the ankle, keep the back wide. Just that slightly off the midline is actually what gives you that stretch across the kidneys. And then we'll come back to center. Inhale, lift halfway. Belly button in, chest out toward the center of the mat. and then walk it into plank. Keep the belly in. Feel that engagement of the muscles. I want everywhere in your body now. The triceps, right, are hugging. The arms, the belly is drawn up and in to support the spine. The quadriceps and the knees lift away from the floor. Keep your gaze a little bit forward. And then just right from here, take downward facing dog. I'm messing with you. You guys thought you were going down. Yeah, so we push back, and this is the spacing of your down dog. Try to keep your hands and feet exactly where they were. Let the head down. We're looking toward the navel in this pose. Could you imagine? Some of you are looking at your fingers. Let the head down, look up toward the belly, and then remember to pull the belly up and in. That's it. Take one more breath. And then come forward into plank. This time I want you to imagine you're squeezing your hands toward each other like you're trying to pinch your mat, and your toes are trying to stretch the mat apart. There's a whole new level of activation here. And then we're going to lower down onto the belly. Take it slow. All the way down. Point your toes. Inhale for cobra. Remember, cobra is just like a baby back bend. It's really efficient at contracting the muscles on either side of the spine, and then even more enhancement around the shoulder blades. So the upper back feels really strong. We retract the scapula, which means we squeeze them toward each other and widen the collarbones. Okay, press down a little bit into your hips and reach back through your toes. Make sure your toes are on the mat. That's it. So we lengthen back like a snake, right? And then we have that broad hood in the front. So your elbows should be bent. Your hands are kind of by the nipple line. Yeah, so some of you have your hands forward or your elbows on the floor. There you go. So can you feel that feeling of strength in the back? We're going to test it. Now, hold the pose, but lift your hands off the floor. That was good. Most of you stayed exactly where you are. So this is like a truth moment. See if you can keep pressing the hips and the legs down and lift the chest a little more. No hands. Woo, there you go. Now the hands can go back down and enhance the work just a little bit. Now release it so gently, slowly. And we're going to push back into child's pose just for a moment. Let the hips hinge. Push the hips back toward the heels. Let your head touch the mat. And then find your way back to down dog. Nice. Downward facing dog. Hands and feet are still all in the same place. That is your proportion. Now push back just a little more. And when you're ready, we're going to look at the hands and walk our feet to the top of the mat. Yep, feet together. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold. With a flat back, rise all the way to standing. Head up, chest up, arms reach high. Touch the palms together and then pull that right into the heart. Good. Sun salutation A. We'll break it down the first time. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. We're going to go to plank. Make sure you organize yourself in your plank, and then we lower down onto the belly. Now just for one breath, inhale, cobra pose. And then exhale right back to down dog. So when I say take a vinyasa or take your flow, that is what I'm talking about, that little sequence of poses. It's important that you remember to spread your fingers and really push through your hands. That means you're pushing the pose back. You're not leaning into the hands. You actually are trying to push the floor away from you so that the weight of the pose stays more toward the legs. All right, take one more breath here. And then look at your hands. See if you can heel toe your feet to the top of the mat. Not tippy toes. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. That's interesting sensation. Yeah, bring your feet together. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Flat back, we rise. Take a deep breath. Reach for the sky. And then pull it right to your heart. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. Go to plank and lower on the same exhale. Just let the air out as you lay onto the belly. And then inhale for cobra. We're starting to get some smooth rhythm. Exhale, downward facing dog. That's it. This is the mantra I say at the end of every practice. Yeah. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. The mantras are like magic. Just having them playing sends the vibe out into the universe. Take one more breath here. And then look at your hands. Let's walk our feet. Maybe tippy toe this time. Tippy, tippy, tippy toe all the way up. See if you can get your feet between your hands. And then let those heels down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, chair pose. Utkatasana. That's it. Now sit a little deeper. Drop your arms down by your sides so we let go of the drama in the shoulders and the chest. And we focus on sitting back. Sit back. The tailbone draws down. The belly button draws in. Arms by your sides. Now just see, without lifting your heels, could you bend so much that your fingertips actually touch the floor? I knew you could. Now stay there, but lift your arms back up. Ooh, there you go. Did you realize that that was chair pose? Yeah, now push through your feet, come all the way up. Thank you. Release your arms down by your sides. One breath, chair pose. Sit as far as you want. You know what you can do. Exhale, forward fold. Nicely done, everyone. Lift halfway. Inhale. Let's go to plank and lower. Same as we did before. Exhale all the way down. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale into down dog. The right foot's going to step up. The left foot's going to turn flat. We call it warrior one or virabhadrasana one. Ground your feet. Come back to that level of consciousness we had in that first stance. Push a little weight toward the outer edges. Keep the arches of the feet lifted. Sometimes the front knee has a tendency to kind of splay inward, and the back leg has a tendency to collapse on the inner knee. So I want you to make sure that you're holding your stance, and then just try to turn your chest plate forward. Turn that chest a little more forward. Let's reach our arms up a little higher. The shoulder blades can pull down the back as the chest lifts a little more. Now reach through your fingers. They're part of you too. Take a breath, and then we'll flow. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back lightly, lower nice and slow. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then just hold for another breath. Yeah. Left foot steps, right foot flat. Warrior on the other side. It's just called Veer 1. Build your pose from the ground up. Consciousness to the architecture of the feet before you even worry about what the big drama is in the rest of your body. If your legs and hips are not aligned properly, your spine's not going to want to elongate upward. Right? So find the foundation and then see what happens. The pose can actually become a little more spacious, a little bit more steady. And then there's a little more ease. Never ever in all of my years of teaching or practicing or being a student or reading, studying, did I ever hear that yoga was supposed to be hard. Life's hard enough, right? Let's see if we can soften the face, soften the skin. Do this from your heart. Make it an expression of who you are and how you want to be. Take one more breath, and then exhale, flow it out. Hands down. Take a step back, lower slowly. Then inhale for cobra, and exhale right back to down dog. All right, so in the flow, we do those for one breath only. Right foot steps, left foot flat. Come up for warrior one. Give me the full expression, everything you feel in one breath. And then exhale, come right back down. Hands down, step back lightly, lower nice and slow. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, take it back to down dog. So how did that feel? Did it feel rushed? No? You guys okay? You with me? Left foot steps up, right foot turns in. One breath, warrior one. That's your inhale. As soon as you're ready to exhale, it's right back down. You're emptying your lungs as you come all the way down to the belly. Yep. Inhale through cobra, and then press it back to down dog. All right. So we're going to put that all together in one big flow. Awesome. Let's look at the hands. You can heel toe, you can tippy toe, or you can just walk up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway when you get to the top, and then exhale, fold. Bend your knees, chair pose. Arms sweep. That's it. Is that your best chair? And then come on up. Release your arms by your sides. Don't do it for me, do it for you. Inhale, chair pose, one breath. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, down dog into that first warrior. Right foot steps, left foot flat. One breath, big, full expression. And then on the exhale, right back down. You've got it. I see the flow. Don't rush. Inhale while you do the back bend. Exhale as you push back. And then left foot steps and right foot flat. Rise for one inhale. As soon as you're ready to exhale, you come right back down. This is breath control, my friends. This is what we call pranayama. We move through this last part, and we all meet in downward facing dog together. Then we get to breathe 5 breaths so that we can kind of smooth everything out. This is the most important moment. This is re-regulation, right? This is where we don't let the practice get the best of us. It's where we like pull the nervous system back into calm, where we steady the breath and the heart rate. Take one more inhale, push back a little. And then as you exhale, look forward. You can jump, step, or walk. Do it with style, and then lift halfway, exhale and fold. Good. Bend your knees, chair pose. Give me your best chair pose. And then lift your heels so you're just on your toes. I got a gasp up here. All 10 toes. Yep. Stay on the toes, straighten your legs, reach for the sky. So good. Now we're going to time it. There's nothing like grace. So there's a big movement from your hands to go from up here to the sides of your legs, and a little movement for your heels to go to the ground. But I want you to time it so they happen exactly at the same time. Yes. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, inhale. Let's go to plank and hold. Yep, stay right there in your upper push-up, and then roll onto your right side. Tip your heels to one side and lift your left arm up to the sky. I know this is not everybody's favorite, so we won't stay so long, but look up at your left hand and lift your hips higher, because you can. Yes. And then return to plank. Yes. Go to the other side. I promised I wouldn't stay long, so just do your best. Lift a little from the middle, and then go back to plank. Good. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Good. Right there. We're pushing back a little. And then I want you to lift that right leg up in the air behind you. Keep pushing back so you keep feeling like you're really in down dog. Ground the left heel. And then pull the right knee to your belly. Don't come forward. It's still down dog, but it's just this weird pushing back with the chest, but pulling forward with the leg. Ooh, I want you to squeeze really tight right there at the crease of the hips. Good. Now keep your leg with you as you come to plank. And step the right foot forward to the hands. Stay on your left toes, high crescent lunge. I lost some of you on that one, yeah? It's the breath. You have to sustain yourself. No matter what we're doing, if it's something that's a little new or a little strenuous, don't hold your breath, because then you're almost guaranteed that you're going to need to check out. I want you to stay. I want you to be able to ride the waves of being challenged and being blissed out and all of it in between. All right. Fold the body halfway. Reach forward with both arms and start straightening that left leg like you really mean it. Make the left side a little longer by reaching the left arm forward and then sweep the right arm behind you. Let your head wrap around that for a second. Keep looking toward the front edge of your mat. Keep the core engaged. Now squeeze a little bit on your outer hips. Create that stability. I like it. Left hand is going to touch down on the ground and you'll twist open to the right. Find a little more torque in the waistline, right? Like turn from the rib cage. If you root your left hand, you'll get more access. If you squeeze your outer hips, you'll get more access to turning the waist. Now, turn the right palm forward. Reach the bicep over the ear. As you open up that chest, can you tuck the left shoulder under? Yeah, there you go. Just these little tiny tweaks. And then reach your arm up. Take your eyes down, plant your right hand back down, and step into plank. Lower slowly. Keep breathing. Inhaling through the back bend of your choice. I see some up dogs and cobras. And then downward facing dog. The left leg rises up behind you. Keep feeling that push back. The right heel is sinking. The hands are pushing. And then you keep pushing your chest back as you bring your left knee forward. Squeeze tight. There's some strength in the hip flexor. Yoga is not just about stretching and getting flexible. It's actually about creating integrity around the joints and balance in the body. Keep the knee there as you come forward. And then step left foot to your hands. Nice, I like it. A little sloppy on some of you, but it's a new movement, right? Arms come up, high crescent. I know, but it's awkward on purpose. Otherwise, we bypass that place in the middle and we use momentum and we just swing our foot forward and we never really know that it was the hip flexor that pulled it there. That's it. Start to fold halfway. Reach forward with both arms. Let that chest hover. I want you to feel how strong that core really is. Don't be afraid to bend your front knee just a little deeper. Now the right side is going to get longer. Legs straight, arm reaching. Take the left one back behind you. Yep, you got it. Show me fierceness in the arms. Muscles hugging bones, triceps toned. Gaze down to the front edge of the mat. And then you can take the right hand down, the left arm up for that really sweet twist. It starts out pretty easy, but then we're going to integrate. Squeeze a little on the outer hips. See if you can turn from the belly button. Root down into the right hand so you can open left chest. Let's turn the left palm forward. Reach the bicep over the ear. That left arm is still fierce. It's elbow straight, fingers reaching. And as you reach with your left arm, you're straightening your right leg. Just see if you can get your head around all of that. Yoga helps you see the whole body, the whole pose. Arm goes up, eyes down, hands down. Step to plank, hold. One inhale, lower slowly as you exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Okay. Go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet. Soften your knees and roll up like a rag doll. It should feel pretty good. It's like a recentering, a reorganizing. And then inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, let the hands come behind your back. Clasp them together. Inhale, extend, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And then exhale, fold back in. Keep the fingers clasping, but let your arms move away from your back a little. Let the head down. A little squeeze in the shoulder blades. Okay, one more breath. And then release your hands. Bend your knees 90 degrees and reach your arms forward. I want you to feel like I'm pulling on both of your wrists, and to balance it, you pull your hips back more. Now, stay right where you are. Sweep your arms behind you. Lift your arms a little higher than your own body. That's it. Now, tuck the tailbone down the slightest bit and lift your chest even higher. Take your arms up overhead. Are you breathing? This is one of those moments where you start going, what is wrong with her? Right? Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with me. I love you. Push into your feet, come to standing really slow. Keep reaching high, and then let your arms come down by your sides. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold, back into a flow. Lift and lengthen on your inhale, and then walk it out into plank. Lower yourself down. We're going through that vinyasa. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And then bring your feet to your hands. I dare you guys to try to sing with her. That's the Ganesha mantra. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. That's what she's saying. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. No, I missed it. Om Gam Ganapatiye. No, it's too fast. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Yep. Inhale, lift halfway. It's hard slow. Yeah, fold. Now chair pose. We're going to stay in chair, and we're going to lift the right knee to the chest. Ooh, I like it. Let's stay right there, but bring the hands to heart center. And then lower your chest and send that right leg back behind you. Yep, we're not stepping on it though. Remember that left leg is still in chair pose. Come on down. Yeah, there you go. Now pull that right knee back to the left knee. Plant your right foot back on the floor. And then stand all the way up. Oh yeah. Release your arms. Oh, we're getting applause there. That's for you guys for doing it. I just told you what to do. Inhale, chair pose. Left knee rises. It's a little fiery, but it's fun. Hands to heart. Lower the chest a little. Stay low. Send your left leg back. Whenever we're low, the center of gravity is a little bit easier to manage for balance. Keep that right knee bent. Pull the left knee back in. Yes, plant your left foot. Come back into chair pose and then rise. Beautiful job. Release your arms. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Oh, we will. Lift halfway. Inhale. Go to plank pose. We're going to stay in plank pose, but roll to the right side. I know you didn't want to do that one again. My brain heard, do it again. Okay, now I want you to see if you can lift your left foot away from your right foot. Yeah, just a little space. Ooh. It's a bad spot for me, I guess. All right, put your foot down, return to plank. Other side. Yep. So there is this lift in the pelvic floor that has to happen for you to separate your feet. Go ahead, lift the right away from the left. Awesome. Return to plank. Lower yourself down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. Let's lift the right leg behind us. Try to keep the hips level. I know it's really juicy to open it up, but for right now, keep it level so that right leg is parallel to the ground. Now I want you to point your toes, which means you pull the toes as far back as you can, make the top of the ankle long, and then just move your leg to the left. Go on the diagonal to the left. That's cross body. There you go. Keep reaching through your toes. Now lift that right hip over the left hip and open up. Yeah. Now keep reaching back behind you. Keep the legs straight if you can and keep pointing your toes. Yes. That is the spot. You've got it. Yep. And then just return to center and step that right foot forward. Inhale. Come on up for high crescent lunge. Not bad. Hands are going to come to heart center. We're going to lean into the right leg and float the left one behind us. Not bad at all. Come to standing, pull the left knee to the belly, and then sit low in the right leg. Okay. Now, left leg is going to cross over right leg. Just cross the knees, touch your toe to the floor, and then sweep your arms behind you and sit back. This is good. Stay low in the chest, bring your hands to your heart, and give me a twist to the left. Right elbow outside the left knee. I'm getting ay caramba. It's okay. It's just that things are crisscrossed. It's actually easier to get your elbow outside the knee in this position. That's it. We're going to bring our hands back to heart. And then we start to rise, and the left leg rises with us. Good. Plant both feet on the ground and let it go. Good. Inhale, arms reach. That wasn't so bad. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Step it back and lower, just like you know. Coming back to the familiar has some comfort to it. Do it well. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then just keeping those hips level, we're going to lift the left leg up. As the left leg rises, just pull it a little bit to the right. Feel what the cross body feels like. There'll be a stretch on the outer left hip. Keep reaching through your toes. Keep pressing equally through both hands. And then we're going to stack the hips so the left one opens on top of the right. Keep pulling your leg back. Feel the front of that left hip open. Yeah. That's it. Open the front of that hip. Reach through your toes. Oh, it looks like it feels so good. Don't bend your knees. Straighten it. Reach it. Reach it. Yes. And then come to center and step through. Left foot to the hands. Both arms rise up. It's high crescent lunge. Keep it simple. This is a moment to neutralize and to reconnect with your footprints. Then the hands come to heart, help you center. And then we lean a little into the left leg and float the right one behind. Yep, that's warrior 3. So good. Just find it. Slow it down. Right knee to belly, stand tall. Now, as you lift that knee up, sit a little lower into the left leg. I think that's what you asked for. Again. Cross your legs, right over left this time. Cross the knees, no space between the legs. And see if you can sit low enough to get your right toes down on the earth. Sweep the arms behind you, flat back. Feel the integration where the bottom leg pushes up and the top one pushes down, and your hips are a little more square. That's it. Then the hands come to prayer, and we take that twist to the right side. Left elbow outside the knee. If you squeeze a little on the outer hips and pull in the belly button, you might actually feel a little more steady. You got it. Let the legs work together. Keep the hands in prayer. It really helps. Put that elbow outside the leg. Get down in there. Get that elbow on the leg. Now push. There it is. All right. Find your way to center. As you rise, right leg rises with you. And then just let your arms go and let your foot go. Have a sense of humor. And then just take a vinyasa, right? That's how we wipe the slate clean. Just go for it. Fold in. You can say no yasa. And you can just find your way to down dog. Yeah. Your breath, your body, your yoga, your moment, your life. All right, come forward into plank. Roll onto your right side. Lift that left leg away from the right leg, and then take kind of a big step behind you. Let the ball of your foot land somewhere off your mat behind you. Push into it and lift your hips and let your head drop back. Yes, it's called wild thing. You could even bend both knees into like a really kind of curled up situation and then open it up even bigger. Yes, reach, both legs here, especially that bottom leg. Your right leg should be straight. Your left one is bent and your whole front body is open and alive. Now, pull yourself together and return to plank. Lower down slowly. I can't go there. This is a dead spot. All right, inhale, cobra. And then downward facing. Okay. So just know the second side's always better because you have a little bit of experience. Let's try it. Come forward into plank. Side plank on the left side. Separate the legs a little bit so you just know that you can, and then step behind you. Bend the back leg. Step so it's like really behind you, not just behind your foot, but behind your hips. Yes. And then push down to rise up. Give me a little back bend here. Draw the head back. Breathe. That's it. Let it make you feel a little more alive, a little more vibrant. Feel that cool breeze on your skin. And then pull yourself together. Return to plank and lower. Yes, inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's walk our hands back to our feet. Just because. When you get there, soften your knees to stay in the forward fold, but interlace all of your fingers and imagine with your knuckles you could just draw like figure eights. Yeah, just kind of wiggle the wrists. And then change the direction. You might get a little snap, crackle, pop going on. A little added circulation. And then release your arms and start to roll up slowly. Yeah, let all the muscles organize the bones. Roll those shoulders back. Now we're going to balance on the right leg. And we're going to bend the left knee and just take that foot behind. And with that left hand, you're just going to grab the inside of the foot. So can you see that? I'm not grabbing the outside, I'm grabbing the inside. I'm trying to come up on this little platform so that I'm more visible. Can you guys see that? The palm is facing out, so there's an external rotation of the shoulder. So there's actually a mindfulness to choosing that position. Now feel your foot kick into your hand, right? So you create a lock. The hand and the foot really merge into each other. And then we come into dancer. That right arm reaches forward as the left one kicks back. Chest plate is forward. All the things we've done in all of the poses. The balance, the extension of the hip flexor, the reaching forward, reaching back. It's all in here. Call it forward. The wisdom of your experience. And then pull it back in and release with grace. Time it. Yes. Now that wasn't so bad, and the good news is that the second side's always better, right? Do the right side. Bend your right knee. Take the right hand, open it up and grab the inside of your foot. Feel the foot start to kick back a little bit, so you feel that lock. You feel those merge into each other. There's no one's winning. One doesn't pull in and the other doesn't kick all the way out. Like they find where they both equally lock into place, and then you start to hinge it forward. That's it. Reach forward with your left arm like you mean it and kick back with the right foot to the same degree so you're in balance. Don't let one part of the pose overshadow the others. And then just come back to center. Time it so you put it all down with grace. Good. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold, right into the vinyasa so you can wipe the slate clean, right? That's over. Inhale, look forward. Walk it out to plank. If you did great, don't celebrate. If you didn't do well, let it go. We move on, just like life. Find your way to downward facing dog. I know that sounds kind of weird. We try so hard and then like we're just supposed to let it go. Yep. Each moment has its own gifts, its own lessons. Take one more breath. Now, I want you to step the right foot forward, stay on your left toes, and rise up for high crescent. We're going to change direction. So you're going to turn open to the left side. Show me warrior two stance. So the feet are apart. We turn to the left, arms open wide. Take a look at your left hand. Open up that left chest. Feel the action of your left foot, the left hip, the left ribs. Like make that side of the wake. And then turn your gaze to the middle finger on the front hand. That's it. Now that front foot needs to be straight. So if your toes are turned in a little bit, try to straighten it out so that that knee can open just a little bit. Your toe, your knee, and your hip are all in the same plane. Now we're going to gently put the forearm onto the thigh. Just rest it there. And then take that left one straight up over the head. Left bicep to the ear. Tailbone down. Belly in. Feet grounded. It's okay, honey. Now, it feels like you're leaning. To me, it looks like you're leaning onto your right elbow. What would happen if you lightened the weight there? And this time I asked you to bring the bicep to the ear. Ooh-wee, right there. Turn the chest out to the left. Keep grounding both feet. Draw the head back. Reach through both sides of your waist. I love it. Put the elbow back down. Return to warrior two. Let's straighten the front leg. Go to triangle, Trikonasana. It's not how far down you get your hand, it's how straight your legs are. Triangles are about straight lines. They're the actual strongest structures. They're the strongest shape that we can create. So knees should be straight. If you have tight hamstrings, your hand should be closer to your knee than your ankle. Now, tailbone draws down, head draws back slightly. Let's wrap the left arm around behind the back. And then see if you can take the weight off the bottom hand. But new position today. Bend the elbow and put your hand on your heart. There you go. Can you hold that? Can you breathe? Turn your chest open more. That's it. Turn that chest open. And then release your right arm down, your left arm up. Return to warrior two. Take reverse warrior just because you earned it. Just stretch it out. Take a big inhale and then take a flow. Both hands down. Step back lightly, lower slowly, reconnect with yourself, your breath, your rhythm. Yes, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. I love those sounds. That means we're shedding something, right? We have gotten to something that was under there. The yoga's working. Left foot's going to step up to the hands. Stay on your right toes. Rise up. High crescent lunge. Just get your balance. And this time we turn to the right. Warrior two. Take a moment to organize and make sure your feet are aligned. The front toes are really straight to the front edge of the mat. If your stance is too short, then it's hard to bend the front knee. If it's too long, you feel like you're going to fall. So you got to find what's just right for you. Be curious. Now look at your right hand so that you're not leaning forward. Put the energy to the back hand. Look at the right hand. Look at the right hand. Pull with the right hand. Feel that side of the pose first and then don't abandon it when you look forward. Left forearm to the left thigh. Try not to lean in, instead push down and rise up. Take the bicep over the ear. Make that right side of the body long. Tailbone down, chest wide. Yes, that was beautiful. Now we're going to keep that arm there. Pull the belly button in. And just for shits and giggles, see if you can take the left bicep to the ear. You can try. If it doesn't work out so good, you put the forearm back down. If it's like, oh my God, I never knew I could do this. I feel so strong right now. This is awesome. Turn the chest to the sky, reach a little more, take another breath, and then put the forearm back. Return to warrior two. Let's straighten our legs. Really do it like you mean it. Like pull the muscles onto the thighs and then just slowly, gracefully start to create triangle. Don't go for the deep end. See if you can keep the feet grounded and the legs straight, and then just one breath at a time. See what happens. The pose will evolve. Right arm's going to wrap behind your back. You got to create some sense of integration in the core, pelvic floor, lower belly. Just feel it all. Draw in. And then if you can take some weight off the left hand, bend your elbow and put your hand on your heart. Don't let that round you forward. Make it be an opportunity to open more, to elongate the spine, to open your chest and your heart. Draw the ears back, the head back. Yes. And then the left arm goes down, the right arm goes up. We return to warrior two. The front knee is going to bend, and then reverse your warrior. Take it back. Left arm high, right arm low. Put a little smile on your face because it feels so good. And then go ahead and take your flow. Both hands come down. Step back lightly, lower. Nice and slow. Cobra. And then exhale your air as you move into down dog. As we're coming home. All right. As we're coming home. As we're coming home. As we're coming home. Come into a seated position. As we're coming home. You can sit any way you like, but try to sit up tall and with your full attention. This is that moment. It doesn't mean it's over. It actually means it's just begun. The movement and the breathing helps us transform some of our energy and shed some of the weight that we carry. And then we get to sit and notice the effects of the practice. So close your eyes if that feels okay for you. If that feels okay, then you just go inside a little bit more. And I love this moment where we go inward and we find stillness as the world continues to move around us. It's more obvious here in the park than when you're in a studio or in your home. It is possible for us to find stillness and let the world continue to move around us. We don't have to be swept away in the flow of life. Sometimes it's fun to get swept away in the flow. And sometimes we need to create our own flow. But unless we step out, we're never really going to know what we need and where we fit. So just for a moment, just be. Just feel. This is not about doing anything. You might be surprised at what you think about. And if you do yoga regularly, it would be interesting to note if every time you got still, if the same thoughts were the ones that popped up, or if it's always something different. Sometimes I get my most creative ideas. Sometimes I hear a reoccurring story. And I'm always grateful that it comes to my attention. Because yoga doesn't ask me to be perfect. Yoga asks me to be aware. Yoga doesn't ask me to do better. It just asks me to change the patterns that I know aren't serving me. And so we all grow at our own pace. So just be right here, right now. What do you notice? Let's all take one more deep breath right where we are. Just feel life come in. And then open your eyes as you breathe out. And we'll just rearrange our legs so the feet come to the mat in front of us. Bend your knees. If you were sitting on your feet, straighten your legs and let the back of the knees just air out a little bit. And then I'm going to totally exploit this moment. I am. Bend your knees. We'll come into a soft, modest variation of boat. And then I'm going to make you sing happy birthday to me. Yep. Yep. So put your feet on the ground. Ground them there. They should be about hip distance apart. Start to lean back, but try not to round or collapse into your lower back. We're still doing yoga. Lift your chest. Pull the shoulder blades back. Try to keep your chin kind of level with the ground. Now, are you breathing? The only way I'm really going to know that you're breathing is because you're going to be singing, right? So I'm even going to lower the music. And I'm not going to say a word. No Leslie on the mic. This is all you guys. Fill the park now. Louder. Lift your feet if you want to. It's a celebration. You guys are amazing. Yeah. Thank you. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. You can put your feet down. Go ahead, lay down onto your backs. Pull the right knee into the belly. Yep, extend your left leg straight out. A little push, a little pull. And I'm going to bring the music beat down just a little bit. So we push and we pull. That's it. And then slide your left leg a little bit to the right. And then take a twist to the left. I know at this point it's hard to know which is which. So just slow down the reaction to the information. And then I'm sure you'll do it right. You can start to reach your arms out. Good, nice and slow. Return to center. Keep that right knee bent. Put the sole of the right foot by the left inner thigh and then let the right leg drop open for fallen tree pose. Take both arms up over your head. Start to really notice your body resting. Feel the breath be a little bit more of what's happening. It's not about the pose, it's about the breath. We start to move away from the movements, the poses, the asana. We start to settle our nervous system, and then all of a sudden, all of the organs, the glands, everything gets the message, and the healing begins. Go ahead and lift your right knee and then slide that right leg down. Just notice if it feels a little different than the left one. And then we'll just pull the left one in. Keep stretching the right one long. So there's a push and a pull. You can flex your feet, pull your toes up toward your shins and feel how that enhances the sensation. And then the right leg is going to slide a little bit to the left. Cross the midline just a little and take your twist over to the right. Think of it as an opportunity to wring out any last stuff that's on the surface. If any part of you is trying to go deeper in the pose or trying to create more stretch, just see if you can stop that and just breathe. Like, what does it take to give it up? then we roll to the center. Keep the left foot by the inside of the right leg and let the left knee drop open. And the left knee can come back to center. And then just slide it down. Take a moment, take one breath. And then both knees can just really gently pull into the belly. Try opening the knees a little wide, and as you pull the knees wide, press your tailbone down so your lower back gets flatter and longer. So if you pull your knees too much, the tailbone curls away from the mat. Just try that, see what happens. If you pull your knees a lot, the tailbone curls up, right? So what if you were to just like not pull on the knees so much and let the tailbone flatten? And then just feel that stretch nice and wide in the groins. And it's not because you're trying to pull the groins apart, it's because I'm actually asking you to soften them. So it's less. Less is more. We want to soften the groins and soften the crease of the hips so that we can let go of that clenching and gripping that most of us carry most of the time. Sometimes yoga is about the shedding and the letting go. It's also about the creation and the sustaining. It's all of it. Let's gently put our feet down. Let both knees drop open just for a moment. Keep it soft. Bring your hands onto your body and just tune into the breath. And then the knees pull right up to the center. You can let your legs down, your arms down. That's it. And then here is the ultimate letting go. Your final resting pose, Shavasana. Mantras are like magic. Ananda means bliss. Can you just allow that to wash over you? Go ahead and move a really long, slow, deep breath through your body. Feel the prana, the energy. Feel it awaken you. And as the breath moves in, you might feel like you want to move a little bit. As you start to move physically, more circulation happens, and then your brain gets some oxygen, and you might feel like you're ready to wake up. So we breathe and we move and we awaken, and eventually we all come to seated. Now I want you to purposefully soften your eyes, your lips, and your jaw. And I want you to soften your skin. And then I want you to turn back to the person that you introduced yourself to at the beginning of the practice and just tell them thank you. And make sure, because you're both looking both ways, make sure that you actually thank the person, right? Because believe it or not, their presence right there beside you, there was a moment where you looked to them to see what I was saying, or where they were really doing something and you were about to say, I give up, and you stayed because they were doing it, right? We support each other. We feel each other. That is why when we come out here in big numbers, it feels amazing to be in community. Even though we might not have even known each other's names, we just shared a really beautiful experience. And then we're going to close with that beautiful and sacred sound of Om. So I already know that you can sing loud, right? So I know that you can make this sound. We're just going to do one, so let's do it really well. Take a deep, deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Om Peace, Peace, perfect peace. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all. And I mean all sentient beings deserve to know peace. Each and every one of us deserves to have moments of peace. Life does not serve that up every day. But may we continue to come to the mat so we can observe and bear witness so we don't miss those beautiful, blissful moments. May we continue to practice so when we are challenged and we are faced with times that are hard, that we can do it with a little more grace. May we know that it's us that are having an issue, and somebody else might be too. It's not always personal. Each and every one of us somehow gets birthed here to have our own journey. May we learn to coexist and respect and love each other. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for being the ones that are willing to have the courage to look at yourselves. It is the most important journey, and it's been happening since the beginning of humanity. This is not new. This is not just some cool fad that happens in downtown Boca. It's been happening in humanity since the beginning of time. The Greek oracle said, know thyself. We are part of something big. And it's important, and I'm so proud that we're going to continue to do it, so more generations will continue to do this work. It will make the world a better place. It always has, and I hope that it always will. Thank you for being here. Thank you for singing happy birthday to me. I love you all so much. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, now I'm off duty. I'm totally off duty till Tuesday at 11. Yeah, I'm free. I'm not teaching. I'm not leading. I'm not managing. I'm probably not even answering my calls. I might look at some birthday wishes on social media, but otherwise I am just taking a little bit of a breather. Yeah, I am. I'll see you all in class on Tuesday, and I'll be here next week. If you have a minute, help with the chairs and the tables. If you didn't sign in yet, please come up and sign in. I have passes for the studio if you have not been to my new studio yet. Thank you. Yes, and I have a postcard here about an event that's coming up on March 19th, which is a month from today. So Saturday, March 19th. It's called All People's Day. It'll be right after yoga in Pompey Park in Delray. It's an All People's Day. It's about a diversity festival for kids, for all shapes, sizes, colors, everything, right?
It's all free.
It's all free, so come on out and be part of All People's Day. I have cards here if anybody wants. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Yeah, happy 30th. I love you. 21. Add those together, you're still not there. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I guess I'll take the mic off. I just want to make sure if anyone has not been to the new studio, come get a pass and come sign in. Now I can get rid of the mic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Leslie, this is my friend.
That was amazing. Oh, you got that down to a polish.
Yeah.
Well done.